Depression is real, and if not treated for a long period of time, it can paralyze you. Growing up, I suffered a long period of depression. I've experienced difficult challenges in my childhood up until in my early adulthood. Events like early loss of a parent, poverty, and traumatic experience such as bullying were things that made me suffer depression for a long period of time. So how does it feel to be this way? I had bad mood swing. I am always irritable, heavy tone of voice, feels isolated, deep sadness, and not much friends, lack of focus, short-tempered, lazy, and feels frightened all the time. There was no cure to this until I graduated from college and started living on my own. I started to have freedom and have slowly unleashed the baggage and became a happy person. In Philippines, mental illness have no room for attention, and people just deal with it by just saying tough it out or grow up. I've never been to a therapist or any counselor or taking any medication, never done that. But I've learned that how you deal with people who are depressed is not to be critical or not even giving them advice, but just simply being there for them and just listen. Moving in America, I have become interested of studying people's behavior and emotions. I read a lot of things in psychology in the last 4 years. I've learned a lot by observing people, reading, and even studying my own emotions. As a highly introspective individual, I discovered something that caused my depression. Being perfectionist in my nature is something that caused my depression. By knowing what causes my depression, I learned how to navigate myself on solving my problem. As a perfectionist, I am someone who wants her life to fill with productivity, plan her day ahead of time, and has structure. I grew up to be very disciplined and wake up early. So waking up late for me makes me depressed because I feel like my day or hours gone by wasted without doing anything. Another thing how I deal with depression when I felt unmotivated is that I think about the good things that happen in my life and the things that inspires me to do. Focusing my thoughts on positive side allows myself to be back at normal. It is important to strengthen our mind. When it is clouded with negative emotions, then we become paralyzed and cannot function well. Now, this is my own version of how I deal with depression. I feel like I get easily depressed nowadays. The older I get, I have become more self-aware. I can just easily spot when I don't feel well. And what I've discovered about myself is that I get easily depressed because of being perfectionist than dealing with my problems. And part of it is because I am a problem solver. The older I get, I have become better about dealing with stress. And part of this is because I grew up with a lot of problems in life, with a lot of variety of experience like trauma, loss of parents, poverty, discrimination, everything. I mean, I have so many different kinds of experience. earlier in my life and learn from my experiences. So I feel like the older I get, dealing with stress have become manageable for me when it comes to personal problems. I don't get easily depressed when it comes to problems because I tend to be more calm, more collective. I start to stay back and think first and before I react. But being perfectionist is what I have discovered, and I have read a lot of psychology books, and I reflect that to myself, and I have learned that it just makes me easily depressed because I am highly perfectionist. I want my day to be filled with a lot of activities. I can't sit down and do nothing. I am workaholic and I just can't stay at home without doing anything. So on my day off, I don't care if it's money or anything. I just want to be out in bed because if I'm not doing anything, it just makes me easily depressed. That's one thing I've realized, and the way how I keep myself happy is I have to live with those kind of standards. And being perfectionist is good and bad on some ways, and I have learned to accept that kind of flaws in me. For me, I have to wake up early in the morning, and I have to after waking up in the morning, the next thing I'm gonna do is maybe clean the house if I'm not at work, and then pay some bills. I have all that list, and I have to finish all that list throughout the day. And the way how I deal with it now is I have come up with more realistic list, because before I have really high standards. So that's what makes me easily depressed. So I'm really trying to slowly deal with it, because I can't just sit down and do nothing on my day off. I gotta do something that's productive, even whether I'm cooking, cleaning the house, reading books, or maybe anything, going places, something like that. I've been dealing with a lack of sleep, so probably that's the reason why I'm always tired, because I'm having hard time of getting enough sleep. So I'm also working on that one. I feel like in my brain, it's because it's a mental problem. I feel like the way how I illustrate it, the way how I deal with it is when you're in deep sadness or feel unmotivated, I can still think, and my brain's still functioning. So I started thinking about the good memories, the good things that happen in my life, and what things that I look forward in the future that excites me. And I feel like from being having that kind of sadness, it's easily switched back to in a positive side and be back on my normal mood. So that's how I deal with depression. This is the reason why the older I get, knowing myself really well, deeply, dealing with depression has becoming easy for me, because I know what's the root of it, and I can just simply navigate myself. And I'm like, okay, I already missed my list. I'm supposed to get up at 6, but I get up at 7. Okay, I missed 1 hour. I'm supposed to be doing in this hour. So I already know what caused me to be depressed. So I have to put my time, my day with structure. I had to plan ahead. I think I mentioned this in my previous video, that I always plan my day ahead of time, so I will know what needs to be done. So that's what, that's when I can just easily fix. So sometimes when I get depressed, I can be depressed for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and after that it's gone. So when I asked my husband about it, because my husband used to study psychology in college, and that's what he was going for while he was in college, and he said when people are depressed for just few hours, 1 day or 2, that's normal. But when people are always depressed, like every single day or 1 day a week, and then be back on the following week, and then it's like a long period recurring depression, that's not normal. But for someone like you can just easily switch your emotions or your mind, or easily fix it. So I mean, that's normal because every one of us go through a period of being burned out or unmotivated, and that's normal. I hope this, gives an enlightenment for someone, and let me know about your story or how you deal with depression, and share it to everyone, to someone who needs help. And I hope this video helps a little bit. I'm just sharing my personal experience, and thank you guys for watching my video today, and I hope to see you in my next video. And thank you so much, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.